Have you ever wanted to go about playing Pokemon games with an extremely overpowered Pokemon just to see how fast you can actually complete the game? Well, my friend, if you want that, you are in the wrong video. Maybe some other time for that idea, because this time it's all about Chatot. Chatot has a base stat total of 411 with a decent special attack and speed, with pretty terrible defenses. Now talking about its moves, it can learn a fair few, but nothing that can help it completely alleviate its weakness to electric, ice and rock types. For moves I'm thinking Hidden Power Fighting, as it's super effective against normal rock, steel and ice types, and mostly neutral against others, so it gives us at least a decent attacking move for most of the game. And for bulky opponents, I can probably try to stall them out with Toxic and Double Team. Well, that's at least my thought process currently. Can completely change while playing the game. Before we start the challenge, here are the rules. I can only use Chatot in battle. I can use other Pokemon for the use of HMs. No glitches or exploits, no items in battle unless absolutely necessary. Without further ado, let's talk no jutsu our way through Pokemon Platinum with Chatot. We complete the starting things like naming ourselves, and then our rival decides to drag us out from the comfort of our house to play in grass, where this Professor Rowan guy starts ranting and gives us a Pokemon.
I don't know if this is just me, but I literally cannot remember the last time I saw a child playing with Pokemon cards. Like, why the fuck is it all grown-ass men? And look, I'm not trying to say that adults can't enjoy things that were originally made for kids, but when you're like 45 and you're fighting with an 8-year-old over a fucking Pokemon card tin, it just comes to a point where it's just like, bro, put that shit down and go pick up fishing or some shit. This is embarrassing.
Which we can change to Chatot by modifying our save files, with the hidden power type being fighting. So the entirety of the recording after I switched the starter to Chatot, yeah, I completely forgot to record the game. Like, I was just recording a blank screen. So I have like the game noise of the game and me talking over it. But I just lost all of it, like an hour of recording. I just lost all of it. Okay, minor hiccups aside, after having this experience, I started doing like 15 double takes every single 5 to 10 minutes for the whole duration of this recording. Aside from that, after learning Chatter at level 21, Rourke went down pretty easily. I was expecting to have to rematch him a couple of times, but apparently having an over-leveled parrot screaming at rocks is strong enough to break it. Then I saw that the move Chatter can be used outside of battles. You can use Chatter outside? What does that do? Use A or B button, then speak into the microphone. Hello there! So I spent a good few while trying to get it to work. Spoiler alert, I could not, but while doing the research on how to make it work, I found out that Chatot was a Pokemon banned from the competitive scene of Pokemon. Yes people, a measly little parrot was banned for its unique signature move Chatter. So what happened ages ago was when Pokemon Diamond and Pearl came out in the ancient times of 2006 on the Nintendo DS. The DS also had a microphone on it, so the only use of microphone on those games was that you could make Chatot say stuff in the game, and you could make it say anything. There were no filter on words. So I'll let you figure out the rest. Now for Commander Mars at Valley Windworks. I mean, we are already far too over-leveled for this fight, so we can easily dismiss Mars and complete the Eterna Forest with Cheryl. We have a friend! Yay! For Gardenia, I feel like this battle needs no explanation, as she would not even land a single hit on us. Both her Turtwig and Cherim went down easily with one hit, while Roserade hit itself with Confusion, easily winning us the battle. Commander Jupiter is essentially the same, except for Skuntank knocking us out with a critical Night Slash on the first try, but we can walk away with a win on the second. In a newly created world, a world where only time flowed and space expanded, there should have been no strife. But what became of that world? Because the human spirit is weak and incomplete, strife has spread. The world is being ruined by it. I find this state of affairs to be deplorable. I hope that delivery came out decent. For the fight with Fantina, apart from her Duskull burning us on the first try, and in the subsequent tries being confused off of Confuse Ray, she posed no significant threat at all. Now for the rival fight. I was expecting more of a challenge, but he ended up not landing a single hit at all. Around this time I wanted to buy the TM for Hidden Power in Veilstone, but the TM takes 6,000 coins and we just did not have enough money for it. Now time for Maylene. The Meditite and Machop were easily defeated, but Lucario took us to 9 HP. But fortunately, we can still defeat it. Now for the rival fight before the water gym.
It's still a one-shot fest.
With Crasher Wake, except for reaching red health once in the battle, it did not take much. Now the Mars goes kaboom, and we can finally afford a hidden power TM. Hopefully, this is enough for Byron, but before that, the Cyrus and the rival fight. Sneasel nearly KOs us with an Ice Punch, while Golbat goes down to 1 Hyper Voice. And the same with Murkrow. I am dreading the Cyrus fight later down the line. The rival fight still has 0 changes with us sweeping mercilessly.
Well, I mean, Staraptor and Floatzel were able to tank 1 hit.
Now for the Byron fight. Byron is a challenge as we either get one shot by Thunderbolt from Magneton or are at red HP. Even if we manage to defeat Magneton, his Bastiodon just crits us out with Stone Edge. But after enough resets of the battle, we finally get a bit lucky.
They just don't freeze. God damn it!
Yeah, so after even more resets, Byron gets defeated. For Candace, it was essentially hell. We can't go past Sneasel without taking damage from Ice Shard, then we can take down Abomasnow with Shatter. But the issue is that it has no warning, which starts a hailstorm, which would not be much of an issue for now, as Piloswine just wipes us with Stone Edge or Avalanche. I tried again at level 60, it's the same issue. At level 65, we can go past Piloswine, but then Frostlass becomes an issue. Remember Abomasnow's no warning? This comes to play here as it uses Blizzard, and since Blizzard is 100% accurate in the hail, we just go down easily until finally at level 70 we have enough firepower to actually defeat Candace.
Save file completely broke. I'm just gonna go through the game and see how much can I do.
For context, my save file of the game just broke and the entire Lake Guardian, Galaxy Base and Mount Coronet part of the game just do not work at all. Yeah, I'm still salty about this. So I'm recording this voiceover 2 days after this incident and I still want to punch a hole through my monitor. At first the recording incident and now the save file. I was going to make a bit about Murphy's Law on this, but even thinking about it just increases the salt levels in me. Alright, enough of me rambling on, let's complete the game. For Volknar, we did not even have to reset once as we were so over leveled to the point that all of his Pokemon just go down to Hyper Voice and his Electivire just goes down to 2 Chatters. Now for the rival fight before the Elite Four. If all of the previous battles were any indication, it's the same, except if the battle took 1 turn longer, we would have had to retry because of Roserade's Toxic. Alright, time for the Elite Four. Aaron was just a 1-hit sweep except for this Scizor, but Bertha is just an Iron Wall as we just cannot deal enough damage at all. We can pretty easily defeat Whiscash, but Golem and Rhyperior both have Thunder Punch and Avalanche respectively, and between the two of them, we get knocked out. And if by luck we can go through both of them, we are at such a low HP that Gliscor just uses Thunderfang and just finishes the battle. Only at level 78 we have enough power to win the battle. Flint was also an easy one, as except for some unlucky effects like getting paralyzed or burned, it was not difficult at all. Lucian actually poses an interesting issue for us as his leading Pokemon Mr. Mime has the ability Soundproof, which completely negates all of our attacking moves, as both Hyper Voice and Chatter are both sound based moves and Hidden Power literally does 0 damage. Our only solution here is to teach Fly to Chatot, which is something I wanted to avoid completely as I wanted to have the signature move present till we beat the champion, but it's not possible. But what surprised me was how much damage Fly did, as in my head, Fly is a physical move, so without Chatot's special attack being over 100 points higher than our physical attack, it did quite significant damage. It still did not mean that we had it easy, as Bronzong is an issue, but at level 82 with a few resets we can defeat Lucian. Finally the champion Cynthia, and we immediately have issues as we take 25% HP as damage from Spiritomb, followed by Togekiss's Shockwave, which we can barely survive. Then Lucario shows up and uses extreme speed and the battle is just over immediately. At level 85 we have the same issue. At level 88 Lucario actually goes for a move other than extreme speed, so we can use Fly, and just as I thought the battle was over, Lucario misses again with Stone Edge, and then Milotic uses Ice Beam, and I don't know why it did so little damage, but that allowed us to recover with Roost and knock it out with a critical Hyper Voice.
Wait. I just noticed that Ice Beam doing like 20 or 30 damage.
Now for our ace, Garchomp. I misclicked on hidden power, so I was thinking that this battle was doomed, but Garchomp missed with Dragon Rush and we just knock it out with Hyper Voice. And now for our final Pokemon, Roserade. It just took one fly and we finally defeated Cynthia. So how did it go? Except for some major hiccups with the save file issue and like my recording not working, I would say it went pretty well.
So yes, a Chatot can beat Pokemon Platinum if your save file is corrupted. Bye.